Welcome back to another songwriting episode with Iron Fist. Today I'm going to take what Scott did in the last episode and begin to flush that out a little bit more and apply some of the things that he did and try some of those chord progressions, and we'll see where that takes us. Hope you enjoy this episode. Stick here, 30 seconds. We'll be right on the other side and then we'll get right into it.
It began as a dream with two kids in high school. There was a spark, magic, chemistry. Then life happened. But 30 years later, the fire was reignited. The band is back, better and badder than ever. They prolifically turn out new music, songs hitting the tops of the charts in various corners of the world. Rockin' you since '82.
Told you I'd be here. Did you miss me? I'm back. So, in the last episode, Scott had just laid out a bunch of ideas. He laid out a potential for harmony and took what I had done for the chord progression in the break and changed it up a little bit. Don't think he suggested any melody line, but he definitely suggested some lyric changes to the break that I had proposed. So, as once again, I haven't thought about this at all. So what we're sharing with you literally is the raw songwriting element of the ping pong that's going back and forth between he and I on songwriting. So let's get his video going here and see what he had to say, and then we'll get into it. We will. It'll be just like that. Okay, so I got myself up to speed here a little bit, and I wanted to touch on a harmony that he was suggesting for the end of each phrase. So, for example, in the first one, it's "so long as there is light," and the notes there are, forgetting the fact that we play this in down tuning and everything, I'm just going to keep this in natural pitch for now. So it's E, D, EDC. Yeah. EDC, G, A. And then the alternate harmony, or the harmony he was suggesting that goes with that, was an A flat, G flat, E, C sharp, and a C. So I guess we could say G sharp, F sharp, E, C sharp, C. So together those would be So I played that and recorded it in. This is one of those instances when my lack of musical education, I have to really work and think about it, what he's saying. So, listening to these notes together, how do they sound? Because I don't hear it just from what's correct on paper, but I also hear it from what sounds correct to my ear. And there's been instances in the past, I know a song a few years ago, where there was a part of a song that I knew on paper was right, but I also knew the common listener was going to say, those are wrong notes. And so that's more, I think, from my perspective, what I try to do is keep us on balance on saying, yeah, maybe right in music theory, but is it right to the ear? Does it sound right? Or does it at least express what we want it to? So again, playing it slow. I'm not convinced. So I've recorded it into the DAW. Let's listen to it together with just the keys, and then we'll see what it does. Here's what we've got. I'm going to turn this up so you can hear it. Let's just play it. And I think those are the notes he was playing from what I could tell. He'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So here's my concern with that particular harmony line. Can anybody actually find those notes when we're singing it live? I don't know. I'm not the one who's singing it, but I question that. That is very hard. The second thing, does it sound right in the song? Let me see if I can mix this down enough that we can listen to just that keyboard line along with the song itself and see what it sounds like. Here's what we've got with just making sure that the keys that I played matched my vocals. Okay, so let's take that key out of it and let's add that harmony key now that Scott was suggesting. Hopefully it's loud enough. Let's see if I've got that right according to what he had done over here.
This is what I'm talking about. Creature from hell, sister side. I don't know my own words.
Yeah, so I did have that note for note correct. I need to ponder that a little bit. And I know he's saying bring it way back so you can hardly hear it. So I haven't done that. I've got it pretty loud right now. But my main concern is anybody going to be able to sing this live, or is this going to be something we do in studio and then not do live? So let's play it again with that back down in the mix a little more like he was suggesting. We'll see what it sounds like. I think that'll work, and I like it, especially if we did something with the voice, as long as it was far, far back in the mix. But I think there needs to be also something that is a little bit more solid in there. And so what I'm hearing, for example, mortal souls will quake. I was a little pitchy, but you get the idea. Mortal souls will quake. So we can put that in there. Let's see, we'll do that real quick. Okay, that's in the mix now. I recorded it. Mortal souls will quake. Mortal souls will quake. I want to record that vocally and see what it sounds like. I don't want to waste your time because that is going to be hard for me, even as a singer, to find those notes and get that correct. So let me do that. I'll sing those in there, and then we'll come back and we'll hear how that sounds together. He's the doctor. Okay, so I found out what it was that was bothering me about it, because it is very dissonant, and there's nothing wrong with it being very dissonant. But it was missing something, and it wasn't blending with the music. So I'm going to play this in a loop and just add each part of the vocal there as it comes in. So we'll start out with just the melody, then I will add in what Scott did, then I will add in two, not one, but two harmony parts more. And so let's see what that sounds like. So hopefully this is loud enough you can hear it. Okay, and here's Scott's. Okay, and another one. And another one. So hopefully in the video you can hear that. So I added in the part that he did, which is this. And then I added in mortal souls will quake. And then a mortal souls will quake. And what that does in my mind, and I'm pointing over here because he's on my screen with this smug look on his face like I'm the doctor, because he is. Not the kind of doctor that does you any good, but he's still a doctor. So we'll just humor him and stroke his ego a little bit. So over there, I feel like it was missing elements that would flush it out and complete it. So his dissonant part was technically right, and it took me a while, like I said, because doctor level, idiot level. But playing it on the keyboard, when I would play those notes together, it sounded right, but when I would put it in the mix, it wouldn't. And I think in my ignorant music ability, I think it's because well, for one thing, it didn't fill out the chord progression, but the chords in the instrument didn't balance. So it felt out of balance, and therefore it sounded like it was wrong notes. And I think with those other two vocal parts, I haven't listened to it yet. We're going to listen to it together. But I think with those together in the mix, that's going to complete that. So it's going to sound a lot more blended now and not like it's wrong notes. I am sure that he's going to have a different response or a response to this. And maybe there's something in music theory that he can explain that I don't understand, because I had one semester of music theory in college, and he's Mr. Music Theory. But so this is, and again, my harmonies are all more come out of singing in church choir and so forth. So it's all just more what sounds right to me, not what on paper is right. Although I can figure it out on the keyboard and understand it, I don't have that theoretical music mind. So let's listen to this again one more time. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. I think that mix is going to be pretty good. So let's put that back in now with everything. Hopefully it's not too loud. Yeah, and it's there, and this is still scratched. So I'll let you listen to it one more time. It feels balanced now to me and in my way of thinking. So we would need to go through and do that with his voice and whoever else's voice. Maybe we would need to do that in a gang vocal style, which has a very specific recording technique for doing that. And one or two people can actually do 20 or 30 voices if they understand how to do gang vocals. So maybe we'll bring that in here at some point. But I think that's going to work now with what he came up with. I was doubting it, but I know he knows what he's talking about. So it made me dig in and figure out why it felt wrong. And now it feels right. It's there. That dissonant note that he wants to end on here with that C feels right now, which is technically a B in the music. So I think we're in good shape now. I think that's going to work. So let's move on to the next element that he wanted to talk about here and see what else we've got. I was just sitting here thinking about how this is really getting into the nitty-gritty of things, and there may not be a lot of visible gain or visible progress in this, but if you bear with us, this is going to come together real soon, because when you're in songwriting, you have to work on the pieces. I have another YouTube program that I do, another YouTube show, another YouTube channel that I do, and one of the things I talk about over there is taking a bite out of the elephant. That's how you eat it, just one bite at a time. So today we're really focusing on taking a bite and chewing that well before we swallow. So there you go. Here's your health tip for today. So Scott was saying, and I'm shifting back into my drop tuning now because I'm off the keyboard and I'm back into the guitar. So he was saying about in the break, and we haven't figured out timing or anything, but I'm hearing something here. And so I want to play this on the guitar and then add something else to it and see where this goes. So it would be starting out with an E. So what I want to do is put that in the track. It's not in the track, but in the DAW, and just record it at time, which is 120 beats per minute, and we'll see where that goes. So let's get the recording going here, and we're already recording, but that's okay. And I made an oopsie. So what I could see happening, maybe. Doing that twice anyway. But that's not the important thing here. So I want to go back to that I just recorded. Kind of hear that. So what I was hearing was this in chords. So rather than going up and down, we would have one guitar doing that noodling in there, and the other guitar just coming strictly down those chords from that E to the D. So that's right down to that ba 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 black sheep. How was your wool? That A flat, C, and then B. And I'm not saying I couldn't do. Okay, I am doing that chord. Never mind. Yes, I should have known that. I was already doing that. That D. Sorry, but. So I was doing an open D instead of a bar D. Anyway, just wasn't thinking about the chords. Again, intuitive. So let me play that for you again. And let me duplicate these tracks here real quick so that we can get some volume differentiation. Didn't go down fast enough. I can't hear myself because I forgot to turn on the guitar. All right, here we go. Okay. Had to think that through. Sorry. I hadn't tried that yet. Gotta count that. Sorry, I'm not getting it. So that needs to be a major. I think the one minor in there will be that D flat. We'll do that as a D flat minor. So let's try that again. It really is helpful if you hit the right chord. Let's record it. Forgot the D minor. Let's do it one more time. This is the tediousness of songwriting. Now, I know I got an idea where I'm going with this, and I know that there's lyrics that we're going to get to in a second that are for this. So I know his timing wasn't necessarily what we were doing, but I'm hearing something, hopefully in my head and not in my butt, that I think we can take this someplace. So let's play this back. Yeah, let me get that click track out of there. Okay. Now I'm trying to remember what we had. There was lyrics there that I had, yeah, somewhere. I don't know where I put them. I'll have to come up with them. Blah, 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 twill, blah, 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 whatever. That's not going to fit this because this is only, I think, 4 bars. Let me see what this is. And I think that lyric was 8 bars. So we could slow that down. We could do something like this. I can hear it. I don't know if I can play it. Okay, so this is rough, but you get the idea where we could go. us somewhere around 8 measures. So I'll do it again. Again, I'm not counting it, so I'm not sure. So then the other guitar would be just doing a duplicate of. Something like that. I don't know. I'd like to best bat that back over the net to Scott. Like I said, I know the timing wasn't what he intended there, but I was just hearing some things that I think could work. So that could be interesting. Not sure, but it's a thought. All right, let's move on to lyrics, and then I got a couple other things I want to share. I've got Scott here on the screen, and we're going to just go through what he's talking about.
Sorry. Here we go. So, chorus again. Psychopathic maniac. Gruesome as a heart attack. Heart is not the right word. Never sleeping, never spent. No repent.
So we just saw that excerpt from the last episode where Scott was doing that, and he didn't know what I had in mind for that. When I first saw the video was when he sent me all of the clips, and I was putting it all together, and of course that was the first I had seen it. I thought, oh, I have stuff I want to do in there. I want drum fills, I want intensity, I have all kinds of eeky, ooky, spooky, kooky stuff like we've done in Bride of Mass Destruction, and we did in Nightmares, and we did in the last one, Stranded in the Shadows, the 3 that are the most. I, quite frankly, if we did anything but be a band that wrote spooky songs, I wouldn't be disappointed. I love doing these songs because there's just so much that I can do. But anyway, so I have all kinds of stuff, and I want some. Okay? I want some drum crap in there is what I'm trying to say. But I also want to add some. I don't really see this having a guitar solo at this point. So I can see there being some kind of, I don't want to say blazing guitar because I'm not a blazing guitar player. Frank himself is more of a, he's fast, that's why we call him Doc Fast, but he's more of a Stevie Ray Vaughan, bluesy, Angus Young kind of player, I would say. Not that he can't certainly blaze on the guitar because he'll be faster than I ever could dream of being, but none of us are shredders is my point. So I think Frank can shred, but that's not his preferred style. Speculating, he would have to answer for himself. And hopefully we get him in here sometime, and Rachel as well. But hint, hint, guys, if you're watching. We would love your input on what we're doing here, and you guys add stuff to this as well. But anyway, shut up, Mike, and get to the friggin' point. I love what he did right there with that, and I can hear that being truly a gang vocal of 20, 30, 40, 50 voices just in the background as this ground swell with all of this other stuff happening. So in fact, that space was left in there on purpose, and I didn't have the full picture other than what I just shared, and he knew none of that. Not that I was intentionally withholding it from him, it's just that wasn't where my headspace was when we were going through that right at that point. So I definitely hear that. I know we don't like the word heart attack, and I was hoping to have some really awesome thing to put in there But I'm quite frankly, I'm just slammed for time the last 2 weeks and having a hard time even getting down to putting this together and gathering my thoughts on it, because even as we're speaking, I've got work going in the other room on a computer that I have to keep looking over and checking on to make sure it's happening, because I've got a deadline. And so it's just been really, really abnormal for me. Usually I have tons of time. Anyway, shut up, Mike, and get to the point. So that's what I see happening there. Then the other thing that I wanted to just briefly touch on, I didn't like the break that I came up with, and I really don't think the break that he came up with works either. So we need to spend some more time working on those lines. I think he's right. When I threw out there the, whatever the word was, the one and then twill, oh yeah, it works. But we're not doing an old English type of song. So and I can't find those lyrics. They're written down. I had people here and I had to do some straightening up in the studio. And I thought I had all the lyric sheets for the songs that we're working on right now on the desk. And they're all here except for my handwritten notes. So I don't know. And I don't have time to search for it right now. But we need to work on those lyrics some more. And I will do that. I'm going to have some time here. I'm going to be busy, but while I'm going where I'm going, I'll have time to work on things. So we will definitely come up with something better for that. So those are my thoughts at this point on this. Like I said, this episode may seem very disjointed, but I'm sitting here literally letting you watch me chew on the elephant. I took the bite, I took what Scott fed, and really just broke it down, put some things in, worked out flushing out those harmonies. He may not like that, but I think he'll get the point of what I'm saying, and I would be interested in hearing him expound on that. I very much, like I said, I hear it from the perspective of the music idiot, because I am one. And so I hear it from that perspective, saying the average person is going to hear this and it's not going to sound right. And at the end of the day, we won't want them to go, oh. But I think by adding more of the chord structure in, it now fits in with the chords on the guitar. And I think it's going to blend in well. We won't know until we get the final vocals and final instrumentation and the final studio cuts in for everything. We're a ways away from that yet, but that's where we're at right now. So let me clear my head for a second. Let me think if there was anything else I wanted to add to this, and I'll be right back. Lots to chew on. I know he's going to have a lot to work with, and yeah, I think that's going to be it for me this time. So I'm going to bat the ball back over to the net, or net the baton back over the ball, or I don't know. I'm going to do something. Hand it back over to him for next week, and we'll get further. And I think we are this close to having a song stitched together, which means that I'm going to have to spend some serious time sitting down here and actually playing in the rest of these scratch tracks. Scott, I'm going to need at least some scratch drums for the chorus for this, even if we can just leave silence in the break till we figure that out. I know you're slammed for time too right now, but I think in order for us to move forward, we need to do that. So first of all, let me say, I appreciate you being here. We're doing this for you. So it's not about what you can give us, but it's about what we can give you. So that's what we're here for on the channel. This isn't here to benefit us. We just want you to be included in the songwriting process of two professional songwriters who have written chart-topping hits, many popular songs in other parts of the world, and stuff that's catchy. We write earworm stuff. My wife comments on that all the time when we're working on something new. She said, I have that song stuck in my head. It's such an earworm. That's the kind of stuff that we like to write. So if you haven't listened to our stuff, go to Bandcamp, ironfistonline.bandcamp.com. I'll say that slow again. I'll try to remember to insert it right here. If I'm really clever, it'll like come out with my fingers. ironfistonline.bandcamp.com, and you can hear all of the stuff we've done over the last 8 years. There's, I don't even know how many songs and albums that we've done. There's a lot. Of course, you're on our YouTube channel, so there are some songs here. There's music videos here. There's some live performance clips here. I literally have hours and hours and hours and hours of rehearsal videos, concert performances. I record every single thing we do. We set up a video camera and we record it all for the sake of history. And someday we're hoping that that will be something that people want to see in its entirety, and we can make that whole collection available in something like, well, we could call it the vault. Would that work? No, I think that's been taken. The casket. No, that's not going to work. The bucket? I don't know. But anyway, we can put it in something and put it all together for you, and you can delve through maybe what you would consider to be hours and hours of boring stuff, but maybe not. So, we'll see where all that goes, but that's down the road a ways. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. That way you'll know when we put more out. We're really trying to focus more on providing this channel as a tool for you, and giving you content that we think you will find enjoyable and educational. So if you would subscribe, hit that bell, that would be great. Hit the like button on the video. Drop a comment down there. Ask questions. Make requests. Things you want to know. Things you want to see. Even if it's not in what this songwriting series is, we're happy to take a bunny trail and do something else. I did one on recording guitars because I'm a guitar player. If you would like to see me do something on recording vocals, we can do that. If you would like to see... probably not going to be Scott because of his schedule and so forth, but I have a drum set here, and if you would like to see how we record drums, I can set that stuff up for you, at least in a small fashion, and show you how we do that and what it's like when it comes into this to the DAW. We have all the microphones and everything, obviously, for recording all of that. So there's a lot of things I can show you should you want to know. If you want to know stuff about our live sound gear, we've got a 7,000 watt sound system that we're constantly building on. So anything you want to know about band life, music production, recording, studio work, music composition from a professional music compositioner, I was going to say, or an idiot songwriter, anything you want to know, we're here for you. We're on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram, it's Iron Fist _online. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/Iron Fist. And one more thing, don't forget it. Hang on, don't go away. Rah!